we'll start with the geometric design because till now we all have studied what we have already studied the thing, all the components of P-way. So up till now, whatever you have studied, there is a very clear idea कि कैसे रेलवे ट्रैक का कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है, कौन कौन से कंपोनेंट यूज होते हैं, how the thing construction of the formation take place, कितना स्लोप रखना है तुम्हें, कितने ट्रैक्स रखने होते हैं तुम्हें, व्हाट इज अ रेल, व्हाट इज ट्रैक, व्हाट आर फास्टिंग डिवाइसेस, स्लीपर्स का क्या पर्पज है, ठीक, कितने टाइप्स के स्लीपर्स होते हैं, देन स्लीपर्स को रेल से फास्टन कैसे करते हैं, स्लीपर्स को ट्रैक पर रखने के बाद स्टेबिलिटी कैसे प्रोवाइड करते हैं, व्हाई बैलास्ट इज प्रोवाइडेड, ओके, व्हाई बैलास्ट कुशन इज प्रोवाइडेड, बैक्सिंग, पॉकिंग, वो सॉरी boxing, packing. Okay, all these things are quite clear to you. So now we'll move to the geometrical design part. Okay, so in this lecture we'll be having an introduction to the geometrical design part. This is all you have what you have studied till now: permanent way, gauges, components of P-way, everything. Then introduction also has covered up. So we'll be covering now what the next section of Indian Railways, that is geometric design of railway track. In this, you'll be studying what alignment of the tracks, how the alignment takes place, then how the speeds on the tracks are governed, then geometric features of the track which are related to horizontal and vertical alignment, जैसे हाईवे इंजीनियरिंग में पढ़ा था. हाईवे इंजीनियरिंग में तुम्हारा ज्योमेट्रिक डिजाइन में क्या चीजें थी, यहीं से स्टार्ट किया था तुमने, पहले अलाइनमेंट, फिर हॉरिजॉन्टल कर्व, वर्टिकल कर्व, यही मेन चीजें. ठीक, how these are designated, that is you know that will depend upon the geographical conditions, but it all starts from alignment and curves only. Okay, then in case of railways जो हाईवे से अलग है, that is your points and crossing. एक हाईवेज में तुम्हारे इंटरसेक्शंस होते थे कर्व्स और ये अलाइनमेंट के बाद. हाईवेज में जो तुम पढ़ते हो क्या पढ़ते हो, इंटरसेक्शन, रोटरीज. ठीक, रेलवेज में तुम रोटरीज नहीं प्रोवाइड करते हो, ना ही तुम इंटरसेक्शन प्रोवाइड करते हो. ठीक, इंटरसेक्शन प्रोवाइड करते हो बट दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग, उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं पॉइंट्स एंड क्रॉसिंग. ठीक, तो क्रॉसिंग्स कैसे डिजाइन करनी है, क्रॉसिंग इज अ वेरी क्रिटिकल फील्ड ऑफ इंडियन रेलवे while designing the geometrics. ठीक, so in that working of the switches will be discussed, then कितने टाइप की क्रॉसिंग्स होती हैं, then the kind of turnouts, specific crossing, अलग अलग टाइप की क्रॉसिंग. फॉर एग्जांपल तुम सब लोगों ने इंडियन रेलवेज में नॉर्मली भी जीके में भी पढ़ा होगा डायमंड क्रॉसिंग. डायमंड क्रॉसिंग इज द ओनली ऑफ वन ऑफ इट्स काइंड जो कि तुम्हारा नागपुर में प्रेजेंट है. ठीक, so this is one thing you'll be studying over here. So let's start with the this particular lecture, that is alignment of track. So whenever we talk about alignment of track, तीन चीजें सबसे पहले दिमाग में आएंगी. क्या? The need for alignment, then the requirement for the alignment, and the selection of profile कि किस टाइप की प्रोफाइल सेलेक्ट करनी है. Now the very first thing we'll discuss is need for the alignment. Alignment क्यों चाहिए तुम्हें? तुम हाईवे तो already you have studied, so now you must be having a very good idea about this. तो alignment चाहिए क्यों तुम्हें? क्योंकि since the trains are comparatively lengthier, ठीक, so in order to ensure smooth and safe running of the train, firstly alignment is required. Then speed तुम maximize कर सको, इसलिए जरूरत है. फिर trains, there are goods trains also which are used to haul the thing goods from one place to another, so maximum load carrying capacity बढ़ा सको तुम उसकी. Then you have to avoid accidents and derailments in the train, because if one of even if one is there, then it proves to be very hazardous, and also it creates a very high loss, major loss. Okay, then अलाइनमेंट अगर सही होगा तो मेंटेनेंस एफर्ट्स तुम्हारे कम होंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि तुमने ऑलरेडी पढ़ा है रेल फेलियर, फटीग, ठीक है, क्रीप्स इन रेल, ये सब कब अराइज होते हैं, कहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा होते हैं, जहाँ पे कर्व्स होते हैं, कर्व्स या पॉइंट्स एंड क्रॉसिंग. ठीक, तो अगर अलाइनमेंट तुम जितना ज्यादा स्ट्रेट दोगे उतना ज्यादा तुम्हारा क्या होगा, मेंटेनेंस एफर्ट कम होंगे. ओके, देन प्रोवाइड एस्थेटिक वैल्यूज ऑल्सो. देर आर सम प्लेसेस जहाँ पे एस्थेटिक पर्पज के लिए भी तुम्हें अलाइनमेंट कैरी आउट करना पड़ेगा. What are those places? Near to the station. ठीक, अगर तुम कर्व फॉर्म में स्टेशन बनाओगे तो वहां पे स्टेशन का एस्थेटिक लुक सही नहीं आएगा। इसीलिए तुमने देखा होगा हमेशा जो भी स्टेशन होते हैं वो सीधे सीधे प्लेटफॉर्म्स होते हैं, और जो ट्रैक्स हैं वो भी अलाइनमेंट चेंज करके उसी टाइप से दिए जाते हैं। ठीक है, या फिर पैरेलली प्लेस्ड प्लेटफॉर्म्स होते हैं, तो प्लेटफॉर्म्स को लिंक अप करने के लिए या फिर ट्रैक्स को प्लेटफॉर्म से जो लिंक करते हो तुम, तो उसको क्या करते हो, पहले डाइवर्जन होता है फिर कन्वर्जेंस होता है जब प्लेटफॉर्म क्रॉस हो जाता है। सो दैट इज व्हाट, दैट इज द चेंज ऑफ अलाइनमेंट। तुम ट्रैक के हिसाब से स्टेशन नहीं देते हो, तुम स्टेशन के हिसाब से ट्रैक अलाइन करते हो। ठीक है, सो ऑलवेज कीप दैट इन माइंड। देन व्हाट आर द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ अलाइनमेंट? बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स अलाइनमेंट के होते हैं कि सबसे पहला कि देयर शुड बी द पर्पस, देयर शुड बी अ पर्पस ऑफ न्यू लाइन, कि जो नई लाइन कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे हो तुम उसका एक्चुअल पर्पस क्या है। इट विल बी यूज्ड टू कैरी पैसेंजर ट्रेन, और इट विल बी यूज्ड टू रन गुड्स ट्रेन, या फिर सर्टेन मीटर गेज ट्रेन अवेलेबल करानी है, या यू कैन से व्हाट आर दोस कॉल्ड, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग द राइट वर्ड, like all these ferry queens and all, well, where the special trains are run. Okay, so that is one thing. Then integrated development should be there. Then it should be the shortest route. जब भी हम alignment की study करते हैं या alignment decide करते हैं, तो हम कोशिश ये करते हैं कि route जो है वो shortest possible route हो, and it should connect most number of station in between, या बीच में in between origin and destination जो भी number of towns और villages आ रहे हैं सब connect होने चाहिए. Then maximum safety and comfort should be there. Okay, and aesthetic should be provided. What are these? These are all basic requirements. Then the last one is, which is also one most important, that is economical consideration. You cannot go out of the economic considerations while designing any kind of alignment. So even the economic considerations comes in the basic alignment. Okay. Then this alignment, the requirements of alignment, there is one more thing which you have to consider, that is the selection of a gauge. Okay, so choice of gauge is very important while selecting an alignment. Now if you talk about gauge, you have three major gauges available for Indian Railways and one for the metros, that is broad gauge, meter gauge, narrow gauge, and for metros it is standard gauge. For railways also we can adopt standard gauge, but at standard gauge the hauling capacity, no, not the hauling capacity, the carrying capacity reduce होगी. hauling capacity तो बढ़ जाएगी, लेकिन जो passenger carrying capacity है या goods carrying capacity है वो reduce हो जाती है. ठीक है, so we are more concerned with the number of passengers also, what we can carry in a particular train. So that is the reason why yeah, that is the reason why choice of gauge is very important. Then after that comes one more thing, that is obligatory point. जब भी तुम कोई भी alignment select करोगे, तो there are certain obligatory points, like for example there would be certain important cities in between. Okay, then there may be certain major bridges and crossings जहाँ पे तुम्हें alignment change करना पड़े. ठीक, then there are in hilly areas there are tunnel sites, passes or saddles. Okay, फिर in India you must have seen most of the time there are certain religious places also. Okay, there are certain dargahs and all, you cannot be in conflict with them, and you have to do what, you have to provide the alignment of the track in such a way that religious places should not be affected. Forget about religious places, at some places even the trees or some sort of small buildings and all, even if it is a room, you might have seen in at many places. Even on highways also this particular problem will be arising while designating the alignment of highways. Okay. Then the last one is costly and problematic land. Okay, at times there are certain what you can say land area, okay, where the government will find it difficult to acquire, or land acquisition will be quite difficult. That may be due to two problems. One, due to the cost of the particular land. Secondly, due to the dispute with the landowner. Okay, one might be demanding for a particular compensation for that particular land, which is way far ahead than the normal compensation, or you can say normal land acquisition the thing price. Okay, so in that case, it proves to be more costly to the government instead of aligning, changing the alignment. So what we decide is the authority decide that instead of providing this particular money to that landowner, we can put it in the alignment and we can deviate the alignment certainly a little bit. That won't be a problem. Then there are certain problematic lands over where what happens, no matter what money you are offering for the land acquisition, the owner will not be ready at all to provide his land. So what you will do at that time? At that time, you don't have any choice and you have to change the alignment. Okay, so these are all the obligatory points जहाँ पे तुम्हें alignment change करना पड़ता है या फिर जिनकी वजह से तुम्हें alignment select करना पड़ता है. ठीक है, these are the factors which govern the selection of an alignment. Okay, so in continuation, there is one more important factor, that is traffic. Okay, apart from all the other external factors, this is one internal factor जो तुम खुद ही govern करोगे. ठीक है, now traffic is certainly something which depends on many different things. ऐसा नहीं है traffic तुम्हारे control में, but you can study the particular nature of the traffic, you can study the volume of the traffic, you can study the growth factors, you can study the population growth factors. Okay, whatever factors which will be contributing to the either the volume of the traffic or the traffic growth, they will be considered and you will be arriving on a particular value for design traffic. Okay, then apart from the design traffic or existing traffic, there is a catchment area. Catchment area is what in hydrology you have studied. What is catchment area? The entire area from which the runoff water is collected at one stream and it will be collected at one point. That is the catchment area in hydrology. So in the similar way, if you'll replace the water with what? With the population itself. अगर पानी को लोगों से रिप्लेस कर दोगे तो क्या होगा? There is also a catchment area, but in terms of traffic. और traffic में what is over here? The traffic over here is the passengers. Okay, it may be either freight or goods train also, but we'll take passenger as of now. Okay, we'll consider this thing. So the nature of traffic means it can be either freight passenger or freight traffic or passenger traffic. It can be either of them. Okay, so here is a very typical comparison of two different railway tracks, or you can say railway networks actually. Okay, the first map is of Mumbai Suburban Railways. Okay, Suburban Railways means this is not the track layout of the this thing normal Indian Railways. This is the Suburban Railways जहाँ पे तुम्हारी local trains चलती हैं. ठीक, so this is your Western line. This is your Central line. Okay, the Central line reaches up to the same CST, Mumbai CST, and this particular Western line that ends on where? Mumbai Central. Even after Mumbai Central, it goes up to Churchgate. Yeah, it ends on Churchgate. Okay, so this is what? This is the alignment of Mumbai Suburban Railways. Now see how beautifully this particular alignment has been designed. Okay, so now while designing this alignment, what we have kept in mind? Just a minute, I'll annotate this thing. Yeah, while designing this suburban railway, see, all you can see is this. All of you know that Mumbai is a coastal area. So while designing this alignment of suburban railways, what we have kept in mind is we have designated this western track, or you can say western line, on the entire coast itself. I hope you can see this green line. Okay, so this is designated at the west. The western line is designated where? At the entire coastline. It covers the entire coastline. So जितने भी coastal areas पे जितने भी छोटे छोटे आपके towns हैं या areas हैं या you can say coastal villages हैं, all are connected with this western line. Then other major central line is provided over here, which is what? Which is going through the entire center of the heart of the city. Then there are certain branch lines which connect the nearby cities also. Okay, then this is a map of Boston city. the Boston, the same metro. There's one more common example I haven't put here because I wanted to give some different example. But Delhi metro का अगर तुम map देखोगे, ठीक है? The latest map of Delhi metro, you can go online and you can see the map of Delhi metro on Delhi metro's official website only. Okay, so you will see how the pattern is there. See, even in Boston railway, Delhi metro में अगर तुम देखोगे तो on what basis all these track layouts are designed. जो अलाइनमेंट तुमने डिजाइन किया है वो तुमने किस बेसिस पे डिजाइन किया है? You have designed this on, selected the alignments in such a way that all the parts of the NCR should be connected. Okay, should be connected. So connectivity is one major issue which you have kept in mind. Okay, then there are certain different geometric standards also which are most economical combination, like locomotive performance. We have to see the hauling distance, we have to see the rise and fall. Okay, we have to see the gradients also. Based on gradients also we can designate the alignment. Okay, then the alignments are governed by transition curves also, vertical curves, then permissible limits. In hilly areas, this particular thing comes into play, the geometric standard. Okay, so all these transition curves and vertical curves, see on curves you cannot you cannot alter the curve. You have to go with the alignment of the curves only. Okay, you can alter them but to a certain extent. कितना excavation कर लोगे? You cannot remove the entire hill. You cannot drill through the entire hill. Tunnels भी सिर्फ वहीं पे तुम लोग कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हो जहाँ पे जो ब्रेक थ्रू है वो बहुत इजी रहेगा. ठीक है, अगर ब्रेक थ्रू इजी नहीं है तो यू कैन नॉट कंस्ट्रक्ट द टनल. इसीलिए तुम लोगों ने देखा होगा हिली एरियाज में जब भी ट्रेन जाती है, फॉर एग्जांपल कोनकल रेलवेज में देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ टनल्स ओवर देयर, लेकिन उसके बाद भी देयर आर सर्टेन प्लेसेस जहाँ पे थ्रू आउट द अलाइनमेंट तुम्हारी ट्रेन पूरा घूम के जाती है पूरे पर्टिकुलर हिल के साइड. क्यों? बिकॉज ओवर एट दैट प्लेस द ब्रेक थ्रू इज नॉट feasible. Okay, so this is what topography of the country also. Then again, even in the non-hilly areas or plain alignment areas, the flat terrains and problem of resistance due to geographical features will be there. Okay, so based on all those, the topography of the entire country will be governing the alignment of this Indian railway. Okay, then there is again this valley alignment, which is almost similar to the hilly areas only. Okay, see over this cross country alignment, if a particular topography of a country is like this, that means in a scattered form and all connecting to a mainstream, so we can provide like this, like a watershed design. ठीक है, एक watershed design की तरह हम लोग compare करके और उसकी तरह design कर सकते हैं. Okay, see over here in these two pictures the mountain alignment is depicted very beautifully. This mountain alignment is depicted. In the first image, you cannot, the breakthrough is not feasible through the mountain. So you are providing a curved alignment. You are going with the this thing, alignment of the mountain. And in second picture, what is happening? The train is traveling through a tunnel. Why? Because breakthrough was feasible. See over here also, again you can see mountain alignment. Yeah. Length development is one thing in mountain alignment. Even in highways also, for traveling from one point to another, if you'll see the displacement of those two, origin and destination, it is very less. But when it comes to the length development, what is length development? Traveling of a greater length or a greater distance, you can say, in order to reach the destination. That is basically gives rise to the zigzag development. Okay. This is your switchback development. तुम लोगों ने कहीं कहीं पे देखा होगा, for example, if you want to go to the thing, what you'll say, yeah, there are some trains which go to Haridwar and Dehradun, and they'll be going via Saharanpur, like Dehradun Shatabdi, if you'll find out. So it will go to Saharanpur, then from there it will switch back. That means reverse direction में जाएगी, लेकिन by changing the track. So why that alignment is provided? हम लोग ये भी कर सकते हैं ना कि राउंड डायरेक्टली बिना रिवर्सल के प्रोवाइड करें, लेकिन दैट वाज नॉट फीजिबल. सो देयर आर सर्टेन प्लेसेस, दैट वाज वन एग्जांपल, देयर आर मेनी प्लेसेस लाइक दैट जो कि जंक्शन पे हम लोग प्रोवाइड करते हैं. रिवर्सल ऑफ डायरेक्शन इज enabled. This is again alignment showing the buffer, stop and switch. See, like in this particular diagram, see over here, if a train is proceeding from this particular direction, train यहाँ से आएगी. If you have to go on this particular track, अगर यहाँ पे जाना है, so what you will do, you will halt the train here. यहाँ पर तुम एक बफर स्टॉप प्रोवाइड कर दोगे और स्विच प्रोवाइड कर दोगे. इस बफर स्टॉप पे ट्रेन आएगी और बफर स्टॉप से रिवर्सल हो जाएगा, रिवर्स होके यहाँ पे चले जाएगी. तो दिस अलाइनमेंट कंस्ट्रक्शन इज वेरी इजी. अगर इसी को तुम क्या करोगे, इस तरीके से रोटेट करके लेके जाओगे, ठीक है, घुमा के लेके जाओगे बाय प्रोवाइडिंग कर्व, तो बहुत ज्यादा अनइकोनॉमिकल होगा. देन बहुत ज्यादा एरिया तुम्हें एक्वायर करना पड़ेगा. देयर विल बी एन नंबर ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स जनरेटेड. अलाइनमेंट हो सकता है तुम्हारा सही मेंटेन ना हो. देयर आर मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स व्हिच मे अराइज. See, this type of complete loop is provided at certain places in hilly areas. ये मोस्टली तुम्हारा मीटर गेज ट्रेन में ही पॉसिबल होता है. ब्रॉड गेज में हम लोग इतना ज्यादा नहीं प्रोवाइड करते. वाई? बिकॉज मीटर गेज जो हिली एरियाज में टॉय ट्रेन वगैरह चलती हैं तुम्हारी, उसमें मोस्टली 4 वैगन या मैक्सिमम 3-4 वैगन ही होते हैं, है ना. सो दैट इज क्वाइट इजी टू फॉर देम टू टर्न एट दिस पर्टिकुलर. ओके, देन देयर इज वन मोर दिस थिंग, ये तुम लोगों ने बहुत कम देखा होगा. दिस इज योर रैक रेलवे. ये रैक रेलवेज हम लोग बहुत ही स्टीप कर्व्स पे प्रोवाइड करते हैं, दैट टू इन हिली एरियाज. ठीक है, मोस्टली जो हिली एरियाज होते हैं वहां पर रैक रेलवेज प्रोवाइड करते हैं टू प्रोवाइड द एडिशनल स्टेबिलिटी. ओके, देन अगेन position of roads and crossings will also govern the alignment. There are certain political considerations जिनकी वजह से कई बार alignment change करना पड़ जाता है. For example, if a particular powerful minister wants the railways to, you know, uh, touch his city of constituency, or go through his city of constituency, then political consideration will also be there. Geological formations are, one major factor which governs the selection of alignment as well. Then there are these small factors like waterlogging, snowfall, okay, construction cost, operating cost, all these cost considerations and natural hazard. They will be providing what? They will be providing the this thing, selection basis for selection of alignment. Okay, so when you talk about types of alignment, there are two different types of alignment, that is horizontal and vertical profile. So design elements in horizontal profiles are circular curves, super elevation, then transition curves, widening of tracks, all these, etc. Okay. So I guess we'll start this in the next lecture and we'll cover it in one go. Okay. So in the next lecture we'll be studying types of alignment.